Hello, welcome to my second ever setup tour video. Whoa, look, it's my hand again. If you haven't seen the first one, back when I lived in the flat, I made a setup tour video of my super complicated setup where I had like 2 rooms connected together so I could like record everything on my computer from like the couch setup and stuff. But I've since moved from there into like temporary accommodation with my parents, which isn't great and ideal. But I don't plan to stay here forever. However, for me and to a lesser extent for you, I would kind of like to record how it was like this. You know, just for nostalgia if I ever look back. And I have some cool new things to show you that I didn't have in the original video. But let's start with the first thing, which I guess is the new desk I have. So I should say, hash sponsored, FlexiSpot were kind enough to send me one of their Easy One standing desks. And I've always wanted a standing desk for a really long time. If you've followed my streams and stuff, I've talked about it a lot. Ever since I've seen like other streamers use standing desks, and I like to walk or pace around and stuff, and you know, it's just generally a good idea ergonomically to have a standing desk, because, you know, my whole life is spent at this desk, so it was really important to me. And luckily they reached out and they were kind enough to send me one. Yeah, it's just a big old standing desk. Got all my stuff on it. It's like a bit smaller than the desks I'm used to having, as you may notice, but I plan to get a bigger top for it at some point. But for now, this is good. But obviously it's pretty temporary, where I'm planning to move soon. So it's all excuse all the terrible cables and stuff and the random golf clubs and my dad's in the background. But yeah, so it's if you don't know what a standing desk is, it's like a motorized desk. You have this little display thingy here, and I have several buttons that I can use, and it moves the height of the desk. Do you see? See how this whole thing's moving up? So what you can do is it's not only good just for setting custom heights. So like, you know, if your desk is a little too low, you can raise it for your seating position or whatever. But you can also just straight up use it stood up. So if I press the 1 button here, it's going to go to my preferred standing height, which is tall AF, because I'm very tall. It's still going. It's a lot quieter than I was thinking as well. I expected it to be like horrendously loud, but it's actually really quiet. I'd be happy to use that while streaming. But now if I just, I can like, I'm not really prepared for this. If I push my chair in a bit, or push it to the side or something, now I'm literally just stood up the ground, and I can just stand here and use my desk. And it doesn't take much time at all, and I can like switch between standing and sitting or whatever, and that was my phone that just went off. We won't worry about that. Yeah, so it's really cool. I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna get a bigger desk piece of wood for it at some point, but right now when I'm in this room, this is the perfect size anyway. I couldn't go much bigger. So let's put it back down to the sitting size. Come on, sitting size. Oh, helps if I push the right button, doesn't it? So there it goes again. But yeah, I can talk about the rest of it. So now with the standing desk, I can stand up and down and stuff, but where it's smaller, I've had to pick what's on my desk pretty carefully. So we'll start with the most important thing. Here's a little orange dinosaur that Henjo gave me at ESA. Henjo got a 3D printer and he's been messing around with it. And he was trying to find things to 3D print, and he 3D printed me this little T-Rex. He made a bunch of people different things. And I think it's great. The way it wiggles and everything is so like dynamic. I was expecting like a solid block or a lump or something, but no, it's like a little fun toy to fiddle around with. I'll probably break it at some point, but yeah, now I have a little orange dinosaur on my desk. But yeah, okay, for real, let's talk about I'll go over the changes from the previous setup tour video, so if you haven't watched that, you should probably watch that. It's a pretty good video. It's like 40 minutes though, but traditional Joshua video length. So this is a new screen I have. If you were in the previous video, I told you about how I had 3 monitors. The leftmost one was broken. The middle one was still this one on the same arm and everything. And then I had a writer one, which is a really old television, which is unfortunately back here right now. But it's just too big and too old, and I can't really make use of it at the moment. But it's still alive. It's still alive and kicking. It's well over 10 years old at this point. I don't know how the hell it's still going, but somehow it is. as I just casually check my phone. Maybe I'll edit that out. Maybe I won't. It's kind of funny. But anyway, the monitors. So I have this new. It's AOC. I don't remember what brand it is. I got it second hand, as I get everything. But it's a 1440p 75 hertz monitor. There's the thingy of it there. It's Q3279VWF. Don't know if that means anything to anyone. But yeah, it's a 1440p. So right now I am full 1440p. I have ascended, right, slightly above 1080p for the first time in 10 years. Whoa, right. And it's above 60 FPS, which is nice. But I rarely ever play games on this or anything. I always use this as like a secondary monitor for like chat or OBS or whatever. And all my gaming is done on this LG GL something monitor that I still had last time. This monitor's still great. I recently came back from ESA after not having used it for a while. It had like a bunch of black lines down it, which was really annoying. And I thought the monitor was broken, but I think some moisture must have just got in there or something, because it seems fine now. I just like did one of those pixel flashy things where it was like all red, all green, all blue constantly, and it just seemed to fix it, so whatever. Keeping an eye on it, but that needs to not break, because I need to use that. I play all my games on this, like all the San Andreases and everything. This is like 1440p, 144 FPS, like low latency, gamey monitor or whatever. And yeah, I've got it on this arm, so I can like move it around, put it wherever I want, move it up and down and stuff, but now I can move the whole desk up and down, so it doesn't matter. And right here, this little thingy here, this is what I affectionately refer to as, I don't know if you can see that, Mr. Clampy Face. It's like a little camera clamp thing. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like this weird clamp that if you twist it, it turns rigid, but if you untwist it, it turns really floppy, so you can like shape it however you want and then just twist it and it goes like rock solid, and I can't move this thing around. And my camera, the very camera that you're looking at this through, just sits there, and that's my webcam for the streams and stuff. I think that was the situation in that video as well, I'm not quite sure. One other new thing that I got right after making this video is this little Raspberry Pi hacky, I don't know, it's like a ghetto stream deck, right? This is really cool because it was made by the PCB. Here's the URL for it. It's got a typo in the URL though. Come on, focus. It's https://github.com/envious-data/nv-mcro. But it's some guy just not 3D printed, some guy printed, you got a bunch of PCBs made, and what you do is, I even streamed making it, you solder on a Raspberry Pi Pico onto it, and then you solder on a bunch of switches. I'm using like old, whatever this thing's called, Razer Black Widow switches on here. And then I just put pieces of paper on them to say what the buttons do. So this bottom right button, I think, turns my microphone off, but I'm not using it right now for reasons, because like complicated reasons. Like if I mute myself with that, the automated subtitles and stream still hear me, so I can't really use it, so I took it off to remind myself I can't use it. I don't remember what F1 does at this point. Then I've got two ad buttons, so I have 180 seconds of ads. I run that like at the end of the stream. I have a 30-second ad button, I have a highlight button to like automatically generate a highlight during the stream. I have a bunch of preset buttons that like just change things on the stream. Like I think this one right now is toggling dog cam, and this one is toggling sub-only chat. I don't quite remember. Something like that. I'd have to plug it in and use it to remember. Or I'd muscle memory it. This is a blank scene, so if I just want to make it so everyone sees nothing on stream, I just slap that and everything goes blank. Then I've got layer switch. This switches to like a secondary layer to changes what all the other buttons do. So if I press this and then press another, the light on the Pi will turn off to let me know that I'm on a different layer. And then I can like press all the different buttons and it will give me like different scenes in OBS instead of like doing what the buttons say on them. Then I can turn my camera on and off. Then I can turn my desktop audio on and off. So if I don't want people to like hear what's happening on my PC, if there's like music or something happening, press that button. So this is a really cool thing. Oh yeah, and I slapped a bunch of electrical tape on the back so it doesn't short out on anything. But this is really cool. I've never really made like a little electrical project like that. That was the first one I've done. I did a couple after as well that were successful, but That was like the first one, and yeah, I really enjoyed doing that, like just soldering stuff together. Right, then moving on, just for demonstration purposes, I have the two controllers I have here. I don't normally keep them right in front of my keyboard, but I have this 8BitDo SNES controller. This is what I use for my Nintendo Switch, which isn't on my desk right now, because I took it to ESA in Sweden with me. But yeah, I have this controller. This is what I use for Switch. I just love the NES controller layout so much. Even though I was like, I'm younger than the SNES, I still grew up with it because my nan had one and I used to play it. And the controller is just like really comfortable for me. I don't know why. This custom version though adds like joysticks. It adds like a couple buttons here, and it adds like an extra trigger on the back. But they're not like analog or anything. But it's fine. It works for the Switch. And then I've got an old PS4 controller that I still have. I know PS5's out and all that, but PS4 controller works with like PSTV and a bunch of other stuff that I need it for, so I just use the PS4 controller. As for controllers, let's move on to the old keyboard. The keyboard's the same, it's just slightly dirtier now. There goes my headset. Yeah, my keyboard, I'm still using the Razer Black Widow 2013 edition. I still have a spare one that I use for spare parts if I ever need it, but hopefully I don't for a while. The only thing that really breaks ever is this cable, and if you look at how messed up that cable is there, it's kind of screwy. But yeah, that's my keyboard. It's just the same one. If you want to know why I use it, watch the other video. It's just a really good keyboard, and I don't know if I'll ever, like, maybe someday I'd love to make my own keyboard using a Raspberry Pi Pico, but not now. And then the mouse is the same as well, just slightly dirtier. Same Corsair Scimitar Pro. This one hasn't broken. I know I said in the video that I bought a new one because the one before it like broke right before ESA one time, but this one's the same one, still perfectly fine. The middle click got a little screwy when I shoved it in my suitcase, but it seems to work fine now. The only difference here is now that I have a mouse bungee. I got really sick of like mouse cable issues and having to like chuck it back there and having to like tug at the cable all the time. So I think Zephyr recommended me this mouse bungee. It's like a cheap knockoff of like a branded one, but it just works. It's just a weighted thing, and it has like this part that just like stretches, and you can just pull your mouse, and it like just holds the mouse up in the air. I haven't really configured it exactly right now. I need to sort of find the exact sweet spot. But yeah, I've only just come back and I've been messing with the desk and stuff, so I think this needs to like extend a bit more. I don't know. I can work it out. I can always. It's easy to like shorten and tighten the cable for it. So that takes a bit of fine tuning, but yeah, I've been using that on my other desk for ages and it's just been fine. Yeah, I wouldn't go back to not having a mouse bungee at this point. Then underneath the orange dinosaur, I've got some speakers. These are just some Logitech speakers. I think I bought these for a game jam once. I don't remember if I talked about this in the previous video or not, but I had these speakers because I needed audio at my university's game jam one time. Long story. But I just had them lying around. And now that I don't have like a television or anything that produces sound, at least not well, I use this plugged into my monitor to have like sound output. And this is good because it works. It sounds better because it's like actual speakers, not like TV speakers. And I can adjust the audio and stuff on the fly. Speaking of audio, I'm going to talk about my Blue Yeti. Still rocking the same, just sitting here on this terrible boom arm I have. Yeah, this thing's pretty broken. Like, it's supposed to be screwed in right now, but it doesn't screw in. It's really floppy. I think I talked about it in the last video, but the threading is not the right size, so it just falls out. It's really bad. The audio quality is fine, but yeah, I'll probably upgrade to something else once I sort out my living situation and move and stuff. Back here I've got a few plugs and a few golf clubs. This is all just temporary stuff where I've had to set up my stuff quickly. Okay, let's not break now. Still need you for a bit. Yeah, that's what happens whenever I punch my microphone, if people on stream are wondering. That's why I get like scared about punching it. Oh, also, is a USB hub. It's a powered USB hub with individually turn off and onable USBs. This used to be a lot more populated, but where I've moved to a smaller desk, I've had to cut a bunch of stuff. But yeah, this used to be like full of stuff. And I had like, I think maybe in the previous video, I might have showed that I had like multiple USB hubs and stuff. Right now, I'm just using this one. Yeah, just powered USB hubs. They're just important for streamers because I have so many USB devices. Speaking of USB devices, here's a ring light. Don't remember if I had this last time or not, but I have it now. Not what I envisioned when I bought it, it's just sitting it on my computer and lighting the roof, or ceiling or whatever, but it's where it is now. I used to have it like on top of a screen facing towards me, so it actually like light my face and stuff, but yeah, this is just on full brightness, just pointing up. It illuminates the room just a little tiny bit more. Then there's my computer. I believe it's exactly the same specs as last time. I'll check and flash it up on the screen again. There's a bunch of miscellaneous crap that I've just dumped here from where I've been sorting stuff out. Oh, and my chair. My chair is still the same IKEA Marcus chair. I think I talked about it last time. Still with the arms removed because I don't like the arms on it and I want to push my chair up and stuff. I probably need to raise my chair up a bit. I've been fiddling with everything, so I haven't done that yet. But yep, still like the chair. I know other people don't like it and have issues with it, but I don't seem to. And here's a dog. This is her dog bed, where everything's like messed up right now with all this stuff lying everywhere. Kind of had to put her dog bed here. I'm the only one home right now, so she's like chilling with me. Also, she's hungry, and I'm going to show you how I feed her a little later, since I did that in the last video. But before then, onto my now bedroom slash television room. Oh, one thing I forgot to talk about before I move on to my bedroom slash TV room, I have a YouTube play button. It just sits here right now. I'll find a permanent place for it when I move. Okay, thanks, bye. Okay, here's my horrendously messy, horrendously terrible TV setup in my bedroom. I've got my big 4K TV still, and it's like sat on a top of all my crap that I have from the flat. All like plastic container boxes full of like video games and cables and computer parts and stuff like that. It's a real lemonade from lemons situation where I'm using all of my storage stuff as like a TV stand. But there it is, that's what it is. And there's my box for the YouTube play button, which I'll probably use to transport it again, and then there's some aircon stuff. And I would turn around, but this room is really messy and I don't want to show you the rest of it. But here though, here's a bunch of board games to the left. Got a fairly big collection of them and some random books and stuff. There's also some Magic the Gathering cards up here. And there's also some socks that I haven't found pairs for, so that's like the lonely sock stuffing corner. Yeah, that's about it really for this place. Is there a hungry dog though? Here's a hungry dog. Oh, you're so hungry. Oh, you're so hungry. Okay, so let's show you feeding the dog. Anyway, here's the dog's food stuff in this corner. She is out of water and out of food, so I get to show you both. Excellent. Are you hungry dog? Are you a hungry dog? Okay. Feeding the dog is more fun than feeding the cat. So one of these was water. Let's say it was this one. This is awkward to do with one hand, but here's how you feed a dog's fill a dog's water bowl. Whoa, crazy. Yep. Content. Hash flipping content. Oh, I'm gonna spill some on her. Let's not have it that full because she's gonna spill it everywhere, aren't you? You're such a messy dog. But yeah, she's pretty old now. She's like over 10 or 11 years old. And she's got this little food standy thing, so she doesn't have to like bend over as much to eat food. And then in here, I got some dry food for the dog, which apparently there's a pellet off there. Maybe I left that from earlier. But anyway, there's the dry food. Let's get some wet food as well. She has that too. And this is when I'm going to need two hands, isn't it, to open this? Let's see, can I do this with one hand? It'd be a miracle. Can I? Oh. No. Alright, you're getting put down. You get like this angle. Okay, there you go. You get picked up again. No, wait, you get put down again. There's no way I can do this. Whatever, here's some dog food. I'm putting it in the bowl. There is one more step I need to do though. Since she's like, let's mix this up a bit. Since she's like a really old doggo, she has tablets that she needs to have. I can probably pick you up again now. There's tablets that she needs to have. So I just have some, I can't remember what this is, gabapentin? Oh crap, I don't know. I believe it's gabapentin. Yes, gabapentin. She has gabapentin tablet, but she really hates taking the tablets. What you got to do is you got to get your hand really dirty and shove it in there so she doesn't know it's there, so she'll eat it. And then we cover this with, again, an impossible task with one hand, apparently. I'm gonna really mess this up. But dry foods. Come on. That'll do for now. I'll probably give her some more later, but it's kind of awkward recording this. Mix it up a little bit. And then, where'd Lux go? Do you want some food? It's probably because I'm talking. She doesn't like us being on like the phone or talking or anything. Come on. Come on. Yeah. She's going to ignore it because I'm filming her, isn't she? Let's just not look at her. Let's walk out here, and she'll probably start eating. So that's half a tin of dog food. Put the other half in the fridge. There we go. Put this back. I can see a dog butt. I think she's eating. Put that back in, and that's that. That's my current setup. Whoops. More a video for me than a video for you, but I'll recycle that. But yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. It's just a short thing. Hopefully I'll be moving to Ireland soon. You're not gonna eat when I'm watching you, are you? She doesn't like doing that. I guess she's like, I don't know. I don't want to guess why. Oh, good girl. Go on, have your food. Have your food. No? Okay. But yeah, hopefully I'm moving to Ireland soon with Wayno. So yeah, I'll probably record a whole other setup tour video then once I sort all that out. Hopefully it will be a bit better than this one. Alright, so yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Lux says bye apparently. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, good girl. Good girl, go eat your food.